was I had to do the sign-ins. So I had to sign in. Every month I had to go to a certain place to register, to sign in, to basically show myself.
Yeah. So you're still here, you haven't left
You
the
know what I mean?
country, or you're not underground, or
you understand? So that signing process again is not, it's not for any human being. So leave to remain used to be 3.5 years. They reduced it to 2.5 years. At the time it was £600. Now it's more than increased so much. 1.7. This was for the thing, but so now you've been paying those figures. This judge was sensible. This Home Office, when they came to us, they didn't come prepared. They came to us crazy question. Crazy. They tried to find every angle, trying to see how can we basically delegitimize this case, and then put some holes in the case, and then so that it will be denied, and then they send me back to Zimbabwe.
Welcome back, everyone, to Nor Speaks Out. I'm Nor, and for those of you who are new, this channel is all about African history and diaspora stories. And today I am interviewing Njabulo, who's going to tell us a little bit about his experiences of moving from Zimbabwe and coming to the UK. So please, Njabulo, just introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us, please, a little bit about your upbringing back home in Zim, and the reasons why your family decided to move to the UK.
Hi, Noreen. Yeah, thank you for choosing to interview me and having me share my story. Yeah, so I'm Njabulo Ncube. So if you can pronounce the Ncube, be my guest. But the English have said Ncube, which does not make any sense whatsoever. But yeah, so it's Ncube. Yeah, so okay. It's. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I think you kind of your name
nearly. All right.
Yeah, nearly there. But yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, I just came. I guess you could say, in a nutshell, I came here with my grandma and my cousin. So we came here, quite 2001. Yeah. So we came in 2001 and didn't know the reasons for why we came, but I kind of knew, I kind of saw somewhat of the reason. Mostly my granddad was here, so he came here to the UK. So we came to kind of join him, in a sense. But my grandma, we knew he was a political person back in Zim, so I knew him, so we kind of grew close, and so we came over, and really, as time went on, I realized that my immigration status, wasn't regularized, you'd say, so it wasn't regularized, so. Then I started to realize, just myself, a few things, when I wanted to, I guess my passport, when I wanted to, say, travel, or then I realized, I can't travel, I can't go to, I can't access, this is later on, and I can't go to university without, basically, because I didn't have my, my status regularized. I couldn't work as well, so you couldn't work even at age, this is further down now, age 16 or so. I would do I guess, those paper rounds, I guess, you do, you do when you're young, so you do those, you practice those paper rounds, don't you?
Yeah.
So you're delivering those newspapers to different those posh houses,
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's really, because I was under my, my granddad, Cesar Moyo, which stands for Kenan Zenoti Moyo. But yeah, I was under him, usually coming here, and obviously I was under his care, so he was like, our guardian, in a sense.
Fine. Okay, so 2001, you're about 11, and you've moved over with grandma and your cousin.
Yeah.
What do you remember about like just growing up in Zimbabwe before you moved? How was life? What was your childhood like?
I mean, obviously, it's, just like I guess I can only speak from, I guess you would say any African life, I guess you would say, though I guess you would have to get used to acquainted with the wilderness, So
where in Zimbabwe?
So it's Eswatini. So Eswatini, it's quite a big state. So Eswatini is very big, because it covers the rural and also like kind of like the city life as well.
Okay.
So obviously,
were you more country based? Were you more?
Yeah. So I did. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I did experience a lot of the countryside to it, because my grandma would, like to send me or have me in the countryside, and you experience all those animals, donkeys, goats, cows, just learning how to deal with, it was quite, and you're not really rich, it's not really like it's kind of a very humble life, so it's really a humble life. So, you don't really dress to, what I mean? So it's just shorts and a t-shirt, really. You don't really get, even the footwear is not, it's a special thing for someone to give you very nice footwear. So the things that, obviously this is the African, Zimbabwean life, that because we spend, I mean, if you look at, even if you have conversation with a lot of Zimbabweans, you would see that farming is really close to them. I'm sure you heard about that farming thing in about Mugabe when he took all the farms and stuff like that. Yeah. So because it was a big issue, it was a massive issue. By the way, it wasn't because the economy didn't fall because of the farming stuff. There was another reason. But yeah, however, having said that, I think I appreciate the fact that I experienced that, but now I've literally forgotten how to live like that.
Yeah. So how is it with like this tutor and some of the others? Kind of what's in terms of immigration? What can you like share? What was going on, and I guess how they helped you even with.
So they wrote a statement to support. Obviously to say I'm starting there, to support my statement, and obviously how I'm learning there. So I still got the statement somewhere. I think they're online somewhere. Joel wrote it as well. So, and then two of my other, and then some of the mates as well, they wrote, so that's something they mobilized. Those were, for the first time from, ever, in my school kind of, history, I could see that, they actually, cared about it. Because obviously even after college, we'll go out to the, because they like their pub, right? You know what I mean? So they like so they like their pint, you know what I mean? So it was the first time seeing them. Oh, so you guys drink, drink beer, that. So it was my first time seeing them, drinking. So that was like, weird, like seeing my tutors drinking alcohol. Obviously you always seen them in professional settings.
Yeah.
But then obviously after class,
they're enjoying life.
Yeah. So, so that, and
what were you applying for? Indefinite leave to remain, or was it?
So I was still, so I was still applying for. So basically, what happened is, my first claim was asylum claim, right? So I was basically trying to explain to the government, these are the issues I'm gonna have, upon returning to Zimbabwe. So I with the tribunal. So I went to the tribunal. You know, I went to the upper tribunal. The case went to upper tribunal. Then it was higher than upper tribunal. The courts of then you have the courts of appeal, which are different. You got the courts of appeal, and then sometimes you have
because it's being rejected.
Yeah. So they saw the case, and then they were looking through the case, and then when I was reading, obviously when I read the case now, then I realized, oh, why did this person say this? Why did that person say this? Because obviously when I'm reading the statements, obviously the judge would read all the evidence and stuff like that. But now I'm reading back, and I knew why. So one of the things that what I would say is as well is it's important, especially I'm speaking especially to Africans and Zimbabweans. It's important. Don't jeopardize someone's case or your case for no reason.
Okay.
So understand what you're saying.
Okay.
First and foremost, just keep it, keep it simple, keep it to the point. Understand what you're saying. Know the application you're making, right? Like I said, know the visa that you're under. Don't overstay visa. If you're applying for that visa, don't say things that are just don't make sense, that are in conflict with your application.
Okay. So make sure everything kind of matches up.
You understand?
Up. Okay.
And make sure that the things that you're doing is matching with also the application, is supporting your application. Because it's good to know what you're applying for, and you need to know what will support that thing that you're applying for, what route you're taking, right? 2009. That's when 2009. That's when I went my own route. So I decided to make my own independent application because I was still under them. My grandma and my granddad. I was still under them.
Yeah.
In the application.
How old would you be by then?
I can't remember now. But, I was 2010, 2009.
You're 19, right?
So yeah, I definitely was in between that age.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely was.
Okay. Yeah. Now legally, you're not a child, so you can't be.
You understand? So now I have to get things. You can understand now.
Yeah.
Where time is rolling, so I need to really take the matters into my own hands, right? So this is why I made my own application properly. This was 2009. When they had done the proper screening and everything, they interviewed me. By the way, that immigration place is not really a good place to be. The screening place, where they do your screening. The border agency. I don't know if it's in Croydon or something like that. It's not a good place to be. All kinds of stuff happens over there. Yeah, all kinds of stuff happens there. It's not really a good place to be. The staff are rude. And obviously some of the people who are coming through are being screened, all different types of people who are being screened there. Yeah, the staff don't really care. You know what I mean? It's really the way they speak is very hostile and things like that. I don't know now if they've improved. Now maybe because I had to do the sign-ins. So I had to sign in. Every month I had to go to a certain place to register, to sign in, to basically show myself.
Yeah. So you're still here. You haven't left the country, or you're not on the ground. Or
you understand? That signing process again is not, it's not for any human being.
Why would you say that?
I would say that because it's not. You shouldn't, as a person, you should not be going through that, unless if you're in that process, that means you're struggling and you're in limbo, or you're trying to get to a certain destination. If you're still doing signings,
okay,
it means that you're not in a good place.
Okay, in terms of your
you're not in a good place. Then which means you've overstayed. When you're signing in, you've overstayed. Your immigration is being processed. It means you don't have any status in the UK. It means you've overstayed. They've denied it. It means they've denied it, and then you appealed it. When you appealed it, you have to. This is where you have to sign in.
Okay.
So it's good not for them to deny it. You want to be in that place where they don't deny it. So basically, in 2000, so I started signing in. So in 2000, I think between it could be 13. That's when I first received. So it could be 14, 2015, thereabout. I was going to the signing centers, and I used to go to the signing center in Loughborough when we used to go to one in there because I was living in Nottingham.
Oh, okay.
When I was living in Nottingham.
Oh, okay.
They sent me to one in Loughborough.
Yeah.
When I came to London, I started working. I believe it's 2015. They denied my application. Right, they rejected it. Now I was in a place where I didn't have any immigration status.
And what was it that you applied for that was rejected?
So leave to remain, federal leave to remain, leave to remain. So you see, so I was on a 10-year route.
Yeah.
So they denied it. So this now, when they denied, you're basically in danger. So you have to act quickly.
Yeah.
You understand? You're not in a good place. So when they denied, you have to quickly rebound with a pre-action letter, pre-action protocol. So I sent them a pre-action protocol letter to argue why did you deny it, why they denied it, why you believe that they shouldn't have denied it. You're listing all the rules in that pre-action letter. That pre-action letter cost £700 just to write that letter. That letter was to outline the letter, to write it properly. So it's called a pre-action protocol.
Yeah, you do that yourself. That's not with the help of a solicitor or anything.
No, I will be with the solicitor. So we'll structure you understand? So we'll structure it properly because she knows the laws.
Yeah.
I don't know all the laws that I can use to argue
defend you,
So I need her legal assistance to be able to, so she can put the laws.
Yeah.
That no, this is against this law. This is against it. You shouldn't have refused it. So they'll reinstate. So for them to reinstate it. So she said that most of the times they reinstate it by pre-action letter, but mine was refused.
Even after that.
Even the pre-action letter.
Okay.
So then, I had to now act quickly. You know, so I had to look for. So I decided this person hasn't really helped me. I need to find someone else. So that pre-action letter didn't go anywhere. Now I needed to find a different route. The court of appeal. So the court of appeal is where I was successful.
Okay. Did you get different legal advice? Did you switch solicitors or? I
stayed with the same barrister.
Okay.
The same barrister who dealt with the upper tribunal, the court of appeal, and then it went up to Brussels.
Okay.
You understand? It went up to Brussels. And then from Brussels in 2000, and if I'm not mistaken, in 2013.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, 2013 is where I received the decision. I received the decision that I was granted leave to remain. Do you understand? Yeah. So that was at least a success. I was only granted when I went to Brussels.
So strange. And so what was the argument? So you're rejected, 3 times in these courts here?
Immigration court. So in the first one, the tribunal was rejected. The upper tribunal was rejected. So now we went to we appealed to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal to appeal what had already happened, the decision that was made to the judge. Was a male judge. So this is where he wrote down the skeleton argument.
Barrister.
The barrister. When he made the skeleton argument, obviously that judge, we were granted the ability to appeal. So the case now went to Brussels.
So you're given permission to appeal.
Yeah. So the case went to Brussels.
Why does that end up in Brussels?
Because we had to go higher.
And is that the decision your
Yeah. So because he advised me the cons and pros.
Done it here, right?
Yeah, but then he advised me cons and pros of doing it here.
Okay.
Then if I lose here, it will be devastating if I lose in the crown. You understand? So you don't want to lose in the crown.
Better chance.
You understand? So this is where we went to the Court of Human Rights. That's where they reviewed the case, my case. They reviewed my case because we had to switch because the previous claim, we had to ditch that claim. Because I knew that if we ditch this claim, then everything collapsed, the whole case collapsed. Then what route are we going to take? Which rules are going to be for us? We had to ditch that claim, collapse that whole, case, start a fresh claim.
Okay.
Start a fresh claim, you understand, based solely on private life.
Okay.
We had to prove that this is legitimately prove, my life here. And also how would it affect me if I was to abandon this life and then go back to Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Genuinely legitimately prove that. I know there's some bogus claims out there and I'm not for that. People are just making up stuff. That just get me in the system. But you got a genuine claim. I think you should go for it. So that's the route we took. The articulate family life, private life and so forth. So they defined it. But now everyone is just generalizing articulating family life. Everyone is just generalizing it and just using it inappropriately. When that there is specific for people who are genuinely impacted, and who have literally proven, have lived their life here. It's proven that it will affect them if they will go back to their home country.
Yeah.
But it's not an absolute right. It's down to the discretion of the court.
Yeah.
So the court will have to decide, this is genuine, this is real. You know what I mean? So it's not an absolute right, just so people understand. So we packaged it in Nottingham. Then we sent it to be dealt with in Brussels. In Strasbourg.
Okay.
You understand? So it was dealt with there. He had a positive decision, and apparently I was one of the few people that they granted.
Oh, okay.
So it was very important that I received that good news at that time. Now I can work.
Yeah.
And at the time, let me tell you something. At the time, they were giving benefits with that. They stopped that. Prior to that, it was 3.5 years. They reduced it down to 2.5 years.
Reduce what down? You mean?
They reduced that particular leave to remain. So leave to remain used to be 3.5 years. They reduced it to 2.5 years. At the time, it was £600. Now it's more than increased so much. 1.7. This was for the thing. But so now you be paying those figures as friend. You could say more than 5K, maybe 6.5, close to 7,000. Because
And
but,
how are you funding this? How it
has to come from my work. It has to come from my pocket. I have to work. Make sure I'm staying in work.
Yeah.
So everything is coming out of my pocket and emptying. So it empties out. So basically, one time I had to empty out my whole salary. It went there. So as soon as I got paid, I literally sent it to to the solicitor.
No, let's give advice and then tell us what you're up to and then give some advice, please.
Okay. Well, now I'm very heavily involved with the ministry, Grace Focus Ministry, which is my ministry in the Lord. I'm running it with another sister Rennie. So she runs it with me, but we focused on the podcast. We're more so focused on the podcast. So we're trying to strengthen the podcast side of things, making sure that we've got regular content on a weekly basis. So we're really focused on the podcast. Find us on TikTok, just type in Grace_Focus on TikTok. You find us there on YouTube. Grace Focus Projects. It was God knew that I'll be here. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't because of my the decisions that my grandma made. Mm. She made them not knowing that it was through God's knowledge that I'll end up being in the UK. Mm. You see, so it wasn't for my grandma that she was bringing us here. Mm. Like I said, the way I came is not sometimes it's not the same way that some other people come.
Yeah.
So the way I came legally. Mm. I didn't cross the border illegally. So I came legally. You see, but what happened when I was here is that I overstayed. Mm. So that's another thing I meant to tell you, that when I overstayed, I had to explain that gap. Mm. Why did I overstay?
Okay. Yeah.
I had to write a letter explaining that to the judge. Why did I overstay? Mm. This judge was sensible. Mm. This Home Office, when they came to us, they didn't come prepared. Mm. They came to us, crazy question. Mm. Crazy. They tried to find every angle, trying to see how can we basically delegitimize this case, and then put some holes in the case, and then so that it will be denied, and then they send me back to Zimbabwe. Mm. They found they even asked about my stepbrother's mom, because she's in Zimbabwe. So, or if she can look after me if I went back to Zimbabwe. So they would look for everything.
Okay. Yeah.
You see how they're desperate.
Yeah.
So, and then the judge was like, no, I don't. The judge knew that they're fishing. Mm. So this judge this time was objecting to the way they were questioning.
Okay.
So he could tell, he doesn't appreciate the line of questioning. So I could see that he was aware of what was happening in the room. Mm. You understand? Mm-hmm. So that was where I won. This is where now things were starting to look up. So where I won that case. How you enter the country is important. Mm. You enter the country is important. Mm. If you overstay, that's important.
So come legally, don't overstay.
Come legally, don't overstay. Before you come, know why you're coming, first and foremost.
Okay.
Now, I can't talk to, my grandma, that's their own business, the reason why they came. Mm. Clearly they had connections here because my granddad was here.
Yeah.
But if you are coming and you don't have no connection here or some sort, or, especially if you don't have any connections here, prepare, study, understand what they're asking you. Just prepare, just understand what they're asking you to have. Mm. Don't come here, don't be broke, don't come here without money. Mm-hmm. Because it's just,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't work. You should have just stay home, just raise the money and just stay, where you are. Mm. Unless if God said, use that money for now, and then when you get there, He'll tell you what. Unless if you're by divine, direction.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't do it.
Okay.
But again, come legally. God will not condone. Does not condone you coming illegally. Mm-hmm. You have to come illegally. Legally, if you're illegal, they're gonna just be using that left, right, and center in court.
Yeah.
You see, yeah, and don't overstay your visa, and don't create a mess for yourself when you're dealing with these immigration issues. Because what if they put a ban? If they deport you, what if they put a ban on you that you don't come back? You're not able to come back for 10 years or something like that, 15 years or 20 years. You see? So just don't create problem. Don't come here disingenuous. You come here genuinely and then, understand the society you're coming into. And I'm seeing like a pattern here in the UK that people come over here and they don't care about the fact that they needed to, they need to contribute to the country that they want. Not only that, they're not just coming forward, they want to stay here, but they don't have any intention of contributing to the country. Obviously now I'm basically in the middle of getting a citizenship.
Yeah.
So you can see that it needs to be. So I would have been content with on indefinite leave because I received my indefinite leave last year, February.
Okay.
Indefinite leave. So I received last year, February. So obviously praise God about that. So obviously you can see the journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
I arrived. Another thing as well, don't be hopping back and forth. The people who are coming, they shouldn't be hopping back and forth to their country while they're here. If they're applying for, stay in the country until you finish, you run its course, if you finish until you get indefinite leave to remain. Even while you get indefinite leave to remain, if you want to apply for passport, they'll still check if you've been hopping back and forth to your country. They'll still check your immigration situation.
Yeah.
Did you visit, how many times did you visit, your home country? That's also in the rules. They're going to see that. They're going to make a decision on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So quite a few things really.
Yeah. Need to. Yeah. So the continuation of stay is very important. Don't go back and forth to your. Don't do that. Stay in the country. Run its course. Learn about the country.
Yeah.
Learn about the history. Learn English. If you can't speak English, learn English. Learn how to communicate. Learn the banter. Learn the lingo. Learn the banter. Just the same way I'm going to have to learn how they speak in Uganda. What's the humor?
Yeah. The ways.
So yeah, I'm 2 months away from completing the payment to apply for my naturalization at the moment. So I just have to be persevere, just pay for it. It went up this year.
How much is the application for it now?
It went up to 1.7 now. 1.7 and 30, I think. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story on your terms and for giving advice. And for the listeners out there, if you have any questions for Njabulo, for me, please message, let me know, and we'll try and answer as soon as we can. This is NorSpeaksOut, and on this episode, Njabulo has spoken, and so we're asking you, Wahura.
Wahura.
Which means, are you listening?
Oh my!
You did a good job.
I'll try. I hope I nailed it.
Bye guys.
See you guys. Yeah.